I'm here today sporting some green as we're going to talk about the 6 things you should be doing in the month of March as you prepare to submit business school applications in round 1, where the deadlines are September into early October. So I'm going to call them out up front and then drill down. The first thing you need to do is clarify your goals. Secondly, meet with your manager. Third, prepare for the GMAT or GRE. Fourth, build a list of target programs. Fifth, continue to engage in leadership initiatives. And finally, connect informally with potential recommenders. So let's get started. The first thing you really need to be doing in March as you prepare to apply to business school in round 1 is to figure out your goals. You need to know where you want to go to figure out how you're going to get there. Your post-MBA goal should be aspirational yet achievable and should include the function, the industry, and geography in which you hope to work. Ideally, you'll have a couple of target companies that you would enjoy working for, and I always think it's a good idea to have a backup plan. What's a plan B that you would be happy to do if you're not able to secure your top post-MBA goal job? The second thing you need to do is meet with your manager. Your manager hopefully will be one of the people who writes a recommendation. You've got about 6 months to work with. Now is the time to ask for stretch assignments, to make sure that you're making an impact in your place of work. If you need to fill some gaps in your skills or knowledge, now is the time to do that. Perhaps most importantly, you should ask your recommender for feedback and make an action plan to address that in the next several months. The third thing you need to do is make a plan to tackle the GMAT or the GRE. If you don't already know which test you plan to take, I encourage you to take a diagnostic of both tests and figure out which one you're more comfortable with. Schools are truly test agnostic, and you need to take the test on which you can perform the best. Then go ahead and make a plan for your studying. It might involve self-study, it might be a class, you might ultimately need to get a tutor. Think about how you've prepared for previous standardized tests and plan accordingly. You might want to put a date on the calendar to hold yourself accountable to putting in the study time on a regular basis. Don't think that you're going to knock this out in just a few weeks. Many people spend months, even years, preparing for the GMAT or GRE. The fourth thing you need to do is build a school list. Start with 12 or 15 schools. Go ahead, sign up to get emails from all of these. Chances are you're not going to apply to 12 to 15 schools. It's unlikely you could submit 12 really strong applications. Once you know where you're trying to go, you need to figure out what gaps are in your profile and then look at the resources of these schools to figure out how they will best prepare you to address your areas for development. You can go and start researching and begin to pare down your list once you know how competitive you are based on where you end up with your test score and other components of your profile. The fifth thing you should be doing is working on your leadership. Business schools are in the business of preparing future business leaders. They want to know that you have led things in the past. Now is really not the time to just sign up to do Habitat for Humanity one weekend and work at the food bank the following weekend. It's not about hours. It's about contribution and impact. So assuming you are already engaged in some sort of activity beyond your day job, whether it's within your place of work, in an employee resource group, or with recruiting or training, or if it's with perhaps alumni of your undergrad institution, or maybe even a nonprofit organization that aligns with your interests and goals, now is the time to step up your commitment. If you are involved as an individual contributor, look for ways to get others on board to help you. And look for ways that you can leave a legacy. So in the event that you are moving geographically to go to business school, there will not be a really big gap in an organization's ability to continue to thrive once you are removed from that organization. The sixth thing that you should be doing in March as you prepare to apply to business school later this fall, you want to put together a list of potential recommenders. Now, business schools are mostly looking for 2 recommenders. Some only allow or require 1. Ideally, they want a recommendation from your current immediate supervisor. They realize, though, that there are some instances in which that just isn't possible. So put together a list of who beyond your manager can go to bat for you and call you out as being perhaps the best in your peer group or the best they've seen in their decades-long career. Have a casual conversation with them, whether it's going out for a walk, grabbing lunch, going for a run, and let them know that you're thinking about applying to business school. See how they react. If they wonder, why the heck would you ever leave this awesome job to go to business school, that person maybe is not going to be a great advocate for you in the application process. And if someone that you are working with and might tap has an MBA, be sure to ask about their experience. How did they choose what program they decided to attend, and what advice would they give you as you navigate the next several months? Wishing you all the best.